Okay, today we're going to take a quick review on dividing a decimal by a decimal. Now the examples that we're going to do is only going to be dividing by a decimal that has one digit. You might refer to later videos when they are created and how to divide by a multi-digit divider. The first problem we're going to do is 18 and 36 hundredths divided by 9 tenths, or 18.36 divided by zero point 0.9. In order to do this problem, we take what is listed first and we put it inside our division house. So 18.36. Now I've created rows to keep our math straight so that we don't miss a digit when we're dividing. What we are dividing by goes on the exterior or on the outside of the problem. Now in mathematics, we can use 9 tenths when we're dividing by a calculator. But in order to do long division by hand, we need to make sure that what we're dividing by is between 1 and 9. So if I look at my number's 9. So what I need to do is move my digit one place to the right. Now sometimes you'll have bigger numbers than 9, but all you want in front is always a whole number. So if I move my decimal place 1 to the right on the outside, I must move my decimal place 1 to the right on the inside. And then I go about carrying it up. So my decimal will be right here in the problem. Now what I need to do is I need to go and do some calculations for my problem. So first I ask myself, does 9 go into 1? Because my first digit is a 1. No, it doesn't. If you'd like, you can put a 0 up top. 0 times 9 is 0. I draw my line. I subtract my math problem. 1 minus 0 is 1, and then I carry down my next digit, which is 8. I repeat the process again. Does 9 go into 18? Yes, it does. It goes twice. So this time 2 times 9 is 18. I draw my line. I do my subtraction. This time I have a remainder of 0, which is good if this was where we were stopping, but we're not. Our number is not 18. So next I bring down my next digit, which is a 3. This time I ask myself again, does 9 go into 3? Well, it doesn't. 3 goes into 9, but 9 does not go into 3. So we're going to put a 0 up top. 0 times 9 is 0. I draw a line. I do my subtraction. 3 minus 0 is 3. I carry down my next digit, which is a 6. And I ask myself one more time, does 9 go into 36? Which it does, 4 times. I subtract my 36, and I get a remainder of 0. Now, if I had a remainder of something else, I would have to continue on adding on by adding on more zeros at the end of my problem. But since my problem is done and there's no more remainders and there is no more numbers, my answer is 20 and 4 tenths. Let's try another problem. The next problem we are going to do is 0.6144 tenths, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths. So those are in the 10,000ths. And I'm going to divide it by 4 tenths, or 0.4. So step 1, I write my number on the inside that is listed first, so 0.6144. I write what I'm dividing by on the exterior, which remember that means outside. I move my decimal place on the outside so I only have whole numbers. So I have to move it once on the outside, which means I have to move it once on the inside. So my decimal place is going to be after the 6. I repeat my math problem just like I did on the last problem. I ask myself my first digit, does 4 go into 0? It does not. If you want, you can put a 0 up top. 0 times 4 is 0. I draw my line. I subtract. I get 0, and I bring down my next digit, which is 6. I'm going to repeat the process with the 6. How many times does 4 go into 6? The answer is 1. So 1 times 4 is 4. I draw my line. I do my subtraction. 6 minus 4 is 2. I bring down my next digit, which is a 1, and I'm going to repeat the process again. This time I ask myself, how many times does 4 go into 21? Well, the answer is 5, because 5 times 4 is 20. I draw my line, I do my subtraction, I get 1 left over, and I bring down my next digit, which is 4. Now I'm going to have to raise my screen a little bit in order for me to see the rest of this problem. And I'm going to have to go back and forth between the two. I repeat the process once again. How many times does 4 go into 14? The answer is 3, so I'm going to put a 3 up top. And down there where the 14 is, I'm going to do 3 times 4, which is 12. I'm going to draw my line. I'm going to subtract. I have 2 left over. I bring down my next digit, which is 4. And once again, I have to ask the question, how many times does 4 go into 24? Well, that answer is 6. 6 times 4 is 24. So I subtract. 24 minus 24 is 0. I go up to my problem and see if there's any more digits to add on, which there are not. If my remainder is not 0, then I need to continue on and add down other zeros. But if my remainder is 0, my problem is done. So the answer is 1.536, or 1 and tens, hundreds, thousands, 536 thousandths. I hope this is helpful. So let's try a few on our own now.